All right, Nick, let's talk about the Texas Longhorns. This is a team fresh into the college football playoff. Everybody has their eyes on the Washington Huskies. They're looking at this team and thinking about how can they possibly get past them to get themselves into that coveted college football championship game. But there's some other big things going on down in the Longhorns country about big time commitment, and we're going to talk about the future of this team, and the future could be their newest recruit, Kobe Black, one of the better DBs in the entire 2024 class. And Texas has one of the better 2024 recruiting classes as well. Let's get into the article and we can talk about it on the other side. This is from over on 3 Sports. It says 4-star cornerback Kobe Black of Waco, Texas, Connolly High School announced his commitment to Texas Wednesday afternoon. The 6'2", 190-pounder chose the Longhorns over LSU, Oregon, and Oklahoma State. The Lone Star State cornerback joined Steve Sarkisian in the Longhorns' top 8 2024 class. He's accompanied by 5-star edge Colin Simmons, 5-star offensive tackle Brandon Breaker, and among others. Black ranks as the number 44 player in the On3 industry ranking. He also taps into the number 4 corner and the number 10 player in the state of Texas. Like Florida, Texas, huge state to be ranked so highly in. This guy is an absolutely top tier recruit. And I think this is a big move for Texas, Nick, because Texas has the defense humming a little bit on one side of the ball. Texas is one of the best run defenses in all of college football. They're top 3 right now, averaging 80 yards a game. For the other teams are averaging 80 yards a game towards Texas. That's top 3 in the country there. But their pass defense been a little bit lacking. They're not even in the top 25 there. That's what brings their number 23 national defensive ranking down that low. Great run defense, not so great in the pass defense department. And a guy like Kobe Black coming into this Texas Longhorns locker room can really help elevate the pass defense. I think this is a huge move for Texas. I'm curious what your thoughts are, but Texas fans, we've already said it once. I want to hear from you again. What are your thoughts coming into this big time game versus Washington? Let us know. What are you looking for in this Washington team? What are some weaknesses that you can see in it? And how do you think this team can come in and beat the Washington Huskies? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But Nick, what are your thoughts on this big time commitment for the Longhorns?
So it's been kind of an interesting recruiting and transfer portal season right now. What we've seen is that there's a lot of moves in the transfer game and in the recruiting game as well, involving teams that are playing in minor bowls or certainly not involved in the college football playoff, which struck me as kind of odd because normally what happens is that the teams that are in the college football playoff, they have all the noise, they have all the buzz, and a lot of these big time recruits kind of gravitate to those schools. We've seen the opposite so far at this point, and that may change. And Kobe Black, though, was the first guy to come out and go to one of the college football playoff schools announcing his commitment to the Texas Longhorns. And again, I think that's a credit to Texas. I think what we've seen over the past few weeks is that teams that were not involved in conference championship weekend and certainly not involved now in the college football playoff, they have taken the recruiting and transfer portal trail hard. We did a story about a week ago talking about Texas has been continuously active on the recruiting trail despite making the college football playoff. They went down to an Alabama state championship game to look at one of their commits and work on some other guys as well. And Kobe Black's commitment here, I think, is a sign that Texas's activity in the recruiting game, especially compared to the rivals in the college football playoff, like Alabama, like Washington, like Michigan, right? I think it's an indication that the recruiting regime that Steve Sarkisian has set up is very strong, robust, well-funded, and consistent. And I think that's a credit to Texas to keep the mindset, right? Even though Texas is a traditional blue blood, even though they've now emerged, we can all finally say Texas is back, of course, now that they've made the college football playoff. But they still seem to have that underdog, scrappy mentality of we got to go out and grind and recruit because Texas isn't back yet, right? And I love that mentality that Sarkisian's bringing. I think that's something he took from Nick Saban in Alabama, who always has a chip on his shoulder every single year, every single offseason. And I think that's a great sign for Texas going forward in the future. There will be no resting on the laurels of any particular season. Sarkisian and his staff is going to constantly be focusing on upgrading the team in the transfer portal and through the recruits as well. And I think Kobe Black's commitment is a sign of it, just that.
Yeah, Nick, and we talk about the future of this defense. We talk about the future of this team, but let's talk about the player they are getting right now. This guy is a multi-sport athlete. He runs track. He runs the 4x100 relay. He plays basketball. Coming into Texas, He was the defensive newcomer of the year as a sophomore. He is also a first team selection at both corner and wide receiver as a junior. This guy's a two-way player, very, very good. This guy, he can do just about everything. He's very strong. He's very physical at the corner position, but also he's rangy. He has great ball skills and very good in coverage as far as man and zone. He really can just do it all, and you don't get to be a top cornerback in the state of Texas if you can't do it all. So this is a really great athlete they have. Like I said, played basketball, ran track. So he's got the speed, he's got the athleticism, and he has really a good mentality, good physicality, and good ball skills. I think this is a really big asset coming into the Longhorns, and I'm excited to see what he can bring to this program.
And just one final point to end on, I was just double checking the recruiting rankings. There has been a lot of talk about this, but Texas very quietly has the number 6 overall 2024 recruiting class right now. Again, that's the momentum we're seeing in a program right now, heading in the right direction. They're not having one good recruiting year. Last year was really good. The year before that was really good. Now 2024 looks really good. And of course, their product on the field this year was absolutely outstanding. We'll have to see how the playoff shakes out. But it's clear what Coach Sark is doing. He is not building a team for 2023 or for 2024. He's building a team to compete at the highest level, and he'll need it in the SEC every single season. And that should make Texas Longhorns fans very excited.